Health Digest, we focus on nutrition and fitness. On this particular episode, we are looking at what to look for when you're buying fruits. What are the things that you need to know in order to make the right purchase of the fruits? And to take us through this is Belinda Otieno, who is a nutritionist, who will explain to us some of these things that might help you when you're buying your fruits. For example, apples, grapes, bananas. So, Belinda, what do we need to look for when we are buying fruits?
First of all, what is most important is you need to understand your fruits. By understanding your fruits means that you're looking at what is on season. You actually need to also focus on the price. The more expensive it is, the more it is out of season. Anything that is on season has a competitive price. So, for example, if you walk into a normal grocery shop and you need to look at what you're buying, first of all, you have to look at the freshness of the fruit. For example, if I pick my apple today, what is the first thing that I look at? You simply look at the color, look at the firmness of the apple, and in some cases, you can actually even smell the fruit, because the riper the fruit, the more that it is in season. It is not bruised on any of the sides, and whatever is fresh, your eyes, it is appealing to the eye. So that is one of the first things that you need to look at. Oranges are orange in color. For some, you'll get them in yellow, some are green, some are green. But look at it round, firmly. Make sure that it is not spongy. It is tough, it has the turgidness, and it has a smell. Always, the oranges will always give you a good smell.
Isn't it weird to take an orange and smell it when you're buying? I mean, if you're going to buy some fruits and you're smelling.
I mean, Mercy, while you're standing here at the fridge, you can actually smell the fruit. You can actually smell the fruit. So anything that you smell means that it is on season. Because if it means it's been ripened by the sun and it is ready for consumption. So in some cases, you'll go pick something, then you also question yourself. I mean, there's nothing wrong with questioning, is it fresh, is it ripe, and do I need to feel it? So all you need to do is pick it up, have a look at it, and be able to tell that it is fresh and it is firm and it is what you'd like to have. And I mean, there's no harm. There are things that we buy, there are certain fruits that we buy, and you actually ask from the grocery shop, how will I know that it is ready to eat? And they'll tell you, smell it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with smelling it. The other thing that I find that is a bit tricky to buy, because I see a lot of people in the supermarkets looking at their grapes and wondering if they're perfect or not. So what you need to do, and usually they come packed. So what you need, number one, you need to look at the dates. So the date will actually tell you when they were harvested, when they are going to expire. They actually have an expiry date also. So open up the packet, look at the fullness of the grapes, and you'll also realize that in each and every bunch, this is what you expect. So if the fruits are falling off, it means they're overripe. But if they're firm on the stem, then it means they're perfect. Look around them. If you see molding in between, then it means they've been on the shelf for too long. But if you look at them, and actually at some point, if you press on them, they're also firm and hard to touch, which means they are fresh. So for your red grapes, simply look at it, turn it around, and you'll be able to see a favorable color. If you see that it's actually turning in color, or it has dark spots, or it looks like they're mushy, then it means they've been on the shelf for too long. When it comes to your bananas, all you need to look at is from the peelings. That is what will actually tell you if the bananas are ripe or not. So I usually encourage, if you want your bananas to stay much longer, then go for the semi-ripe ones. The semi-ripe one will have a greenish tint on them, but if you want the really ripe ones, then it will have the brown markings on them. So commonly, if you go to the market and you ask at the market, the women usually term it as nyoro, that which has the dark spots. So that one means that your bananas are ripe. Mangoes are currently on season. So how do you know if your mangoes are ripe? So any time that you pick your mangoes, then it means it is firm. It is firm. It is not mushy in any way. And then if you look at the skin, and especially if you look at the black spot on top, then it shows the aging of the fruit. So if you see that it is a little bit still darkish and greenish, then it means it's not ripe. But like this one, yes. And then when the fruit gets riper, if you look, you can look at the difference. So you can actually even see there's some fluid coming out of it, which means that the fruit is ripe. The tricky bit when it comes to watermelon is knowing if it is ripe or not, considering it is green on the outside and red in the inside. So how will you know that your watermelon is ripe and it is what you need to pick? An unripe one is more or less green, the entire, and it doesn't have what are usually considered as the webs. So this is... so
what are the webs?
The webs around, and then if you look at the difference with what is ripe, then you will see it has a yellowing on one side, meaning it got ripe at the farm. The weight of the watermelon. So usually this is what they do, so they're able to feel the feeling in it and feel the weight in it. So you feel like it has a hollowness, but the hollowness means that the watermelon is ripe and ready to eat. So that by the time you're cutting your watermelon, this is what to expect.